For us as Nigerians and for government, the government is always willing to make sure they work to meet the global set targets. It was in this 2018 NDHS, it's now 38 newborn deaths per 1,000 live births. And that is high for our country. And the SDG, at least they are aiming that by 2030, every country should bring it to as low as 12 per 1,000 live births. Why, in our own Nigeria NENAM, Nigeria Every Newborn Action Plan, we have also chosen to make sure we set our target because we believe realistically we might not be able to hit the SDG. And therefore, we can set our own local target. And working together as stakeholders, we now agree that, okay, let Nigeria aim to hit 15 deaths per 1,000 live births by 2030. So having that target in mind, it means that we cannot work in silo. We have to work alongside with WHO and globally accepted interventions and models that are actually going to work fast to reduce the deaths of our newborns so that we can hit that local target or the global target, God willing. At the primary level, we'll be running with the WHO model of essential newborn care. The essential newborn care was basically at the primary level of care. And we'll be running with which is simply for us to maybe when teaching them when the baby is born, at least they should be able to put the baby, dry the baby thoroughly, they should be able to put the baby skin to skin, they should be able to initiate breastfeeding at when due, they should be able to make sure the baby doesn't get cold, observe all infection prevention and control model by washing hands and then wearing their gloves before attending. Delayed cord clamping also to be encouraged at that level. And we went on also to make sure we also train them on the identification, especially at the primary level. They can identify danger signs and which they cannot handle so that they can be prompt referral to a facility where this can be managed. So we're already running with all that package at the primary level. But at the secondary level, the package we are trying to introduce it to the secondary level, some of the facilities have been able to benefit from it, like training the human capacities, mainly focus on human capacity intervention, and then using the low cost of high impact intervention of ENCC to continue to drive the process. So as a country, we took on the chicken cap that we should run with it. And so we've been implementing it before recently with WHO, UNICEF at the global level decided to collaborate with NEST360 to now bring on board the sick and small newborn care. So it shows that as a country, we've already gone far to the level of even making sure we adapt and have our own comprehensive newborn care guideline. This is our national guideline for comprehensive newborn care. And here we have both, it is well spelled out the kind of equipment and the level of care that they should appear. What equipment do we need at the level of the primary health care? They are well spelled out here as a guideline to guide the entire country. So also, what equipment do we need to, minimum equipment we should have in place for secondary health care provision, adequate one, in terms of the place, the structure, and then the equipment and the personnel and the manpower, the human resource and all that. They are spelled out here. The equipment that should be in a tertiary facility where intensive newborn care is taking place. But we can see the gap, the huge gap that was there in the area of equipment. It was so huge that some of the babies, the sick and small newborn, some of them may not be able to benefit just alone from just putting them skin to skin or just identifying danger signs. We need to go beyond that. And so that was a gap that was identified at that time. And what strategy do we need to adopt as a country so that equipment can be available? The equipment should not only be available, but it should be equipment that will be at least will be suitable to the climate of this tropical climate. Equipment that the personnel can use, not only using. We also know that we have this habit of the dockyard of abandoned equipment that are not functioning, that are in the maintenance department. So how do we now also embrace this idea of getting the biomedics to come up so when the whole idea of NEST and the biomedic, the marriage between the biomedics and then use of equipment to attend to the small sick newborn that may need it, and then training skilled workers and clinicians on how to be able to maintain and make use of this equipment came on board. We gladly embrace it as a country, and we welcome the whole idea, and we decided to run with it because we believe strongly that if we do things the way they are spelled out, and we're able to adapt it, definitely it will go a long way to reduce and to help us achieve the goal we have set for ourselves of our newborn deaths by 2030. We should go beyond that to make sure the facility, other things are available, such as at least a suitable, clean structure. The structure should be looked at, whereby at least when we look at the structure, we go beyond, we try to make sure we include things like maybe there should be running water. The place at least should be decent enough for people to come in. The privacy and dignity of the woman that will put to bed should be taken care of. And then respectful maternity should come on board to meet our own local needs and standards.